All right, so get cozy, get comfortable. Feel free to turn your screen off if you like. And get warm. And start to take a couple of deeper breaths and just paying closer attention to your physiology and specifically the anatomy of your breath and noticing how it feels to extend your breath down into the lower lobes of your lungs and how your diaphragm feels to receive that pressure and how your pelvic floor feels about receiving that pressure and how the arches of your feet feel in connection with the energy of the earth below you. Feeling the front and the back of the heart in your chest. And then also feeling the heart in the womb. In traditional Chinese medicine gynecology, the womb is considered the second heart, where a lot of our deep psycho-spiritual traumas and wounding around these young maidens can be kind of stored away and held. And so maybe taking a hand onto your heart and a hand onto your belly and just letting there not be anything more important than breathing into your body right now. Letting all the inputs and energies of the beginning of your day melt out to the periphery. Letting all the anticipation of the end of your day also melt out to the periphery and just be right here in your body. And then with this rhythm of breathing, imagine yourself sitting on a beach and the waves of water lapping up at the shore are matching the breath that's moving in and out of your lungs. So this is just the natural resonance of the waters of the earth connecting with the waters of your body, connecting with your breath, feeling this, even making that ujjayi breath, slight constriction at the throat, wave-like sound, if that helps you stay present in your body. Just imagining your favorite warm, sunny place on a beach somewhere, sitting with your breath, sitting with the water. Feeling your deep pelvis relax, feeling your hips relax. In your mind's eye, just making a note of any landmarks on this beach, looking down the beach and seeing if there's a big bay, an inlet, a river coming out, if there's mountains, dunes. What is the tree line like? The familiar place, probably. The place that you feel really safe, or you're feeling really held by this big body of water. And behind you in the woods, you feel this calling. It's like a deep intuitive calling, not necessarily like someone calling your name literally, but you might hear your name. When you turn around to look, you see that there's a path. Mhm. And when your body feels ready and intuitively, it may be now or it may be in a few breaths, you're going to rise and take the path into the woods. And the air is warm and moist, and the ground is really soft. And it's like a cushion. It's like a natural, loamy, mossy carpet that massages your feet as you walk. And it feels inviting and safe to walk along this path. It feels familiar. And you're moving your way in a slight inclined direction. And it's weaving through creek beds, and there's lots of undergrowth, and the sounds of insects and birds. And you're traveling, sort of switchbacking. Things are getting a little bit steeper now. The moist air feels good, and it's a little cooler in here than it was on the beach, and that's nice. Your breathing is still steady and slow and even, still feeling yourself connected to the rhythm of the ocean or the lake behind you. And ahead, you see that the rise sort of tops out. You can't see what's above yet, but you can tell that there's like a big meadow. And as you come over the clearing, you notice this giant, massive temple, the shape of a goddess. You're like, yes, I found it. Something you've really been searching for a long time. And the calling is stronger, and you feel really hopeful and curious and even slightly adventurous as you approach. And the shape of this temple being like a big Sumerian goddess with a big round soft belly sitting cross-legged and big pendulous breasts and a beehive crown. And you notice there's a spiral staircase that ascends around her body. And it's just stones etched. There's no railing, and so you have to be really careful as you walk, and you go slowly, slowly approaching and ascending the stairs that spiral up around the backside of the goddess. And so you're starting at her feet and curling around her back, and you're starting to rise in your views. Nearing the treetops, you're curling around her side body and across the top of her breasts, and you're getting up above tree line. And you can see the landscape around you, and you just pause partway up, standing on the stone staircase and sort of on the top of her breast line, looking out across the landscape at where you came from. You can see the water and the valleys. And then you continue climbing upward with a staircase, ends at a door at her ear. And just pause a moment here, looking at the door, the shape of the door, noticing what it's made of, what the hinges and the handle are made of. And just having a moment inside of yourself, knowing you're about to cross a threshold, entering into the goddess. You have a feeling of purpose, clarity, sacredness, and devotion. And when you're ready, you can cross through. Notice the sensation of the handle in your palm. And then once inside, you notice that there's a sort of mirroring staircase descending down to the center of the temple. There are torches keeping the stairway lit. And notice the temperature and the texture of the air inside as you start to spiral your way down now, down to the womb of the goddess that is buried below ground level. There's an immensely deep, cavernous cocoon space inside the temple of this goddess. And you descend down and notice the feeling of anticipation and maybe even anxiety about what you'll meet on the other side of the door and who you'll meet. And your mind starts to realize that you're going to meet your inner maiden who needs you right now the most. Eventually, you make your way to another door deep in the heart womb of the goddess. And notice this door. And when you're ready, place your hand upon the handle and open the door. And at first, just be very respectful and letting your inner maiden make the first move. So maybe you just open the door, close the door behind you, and wait. Observe. Heart open. And noticing what you see, how old she is, what's the state of her clothing, what's the state of this room, how is her demeanor, how does she greet you? If it's been a really, really long time, she may not be very happy with you. She may be over the moon to see you. Just letting her have her own experience of meeting you. And then following her lead, if she wants to embrace you, embrace her back. If she wants you to come be with her, just take your time. She may want to show you things. She may want to speak to you. She may be very upset. And if she's very upset, just mirror back what she's telling you. If she says, "You've been gone so long," you're just going to say, I hear you. I've been gone so long. If she's like, "I'm feeling so scared and alone," you can just say, "I hear you. You're scared and alone." Just reassuring, reflecting, and witnessing. Remembering that you're a strong, powerful adult woman and that she helped so much to get you where you are today, and just loving her in the way she needs to be loved right now. And maybe you can ask her what she needs in the weeks to come. How does she need you to take care of her around the holidays? And whatever she says, or however she shows you, you can just say, "I will do my best." May not be able to pull it off perfectly, but we will do our best. And just be with her for a few more moments, learning her needs, figuring out what you can do for her to make her feel safe and comfortable here. Good. And then initiating some final hugs and words. Making your way back to the doorway. And as you reach for the handle, feeling within yourself this commitment to stay connected and to come back. And if that's authentic for you, you might speak that to her. Notice her response. And then making your way out of the womb of the goddess up the spiral staircase. Leaving the torches lit as you ascend up to the upper door. And then once you walk through that door, just noting the crossing of the threshold once more. Blinking out into the daylight, taking a few fresh gulps of air and noticing in your body any sensations that might need to be revisited. Any thoughts or emotions that might need to be revisited. And then carrying these like gemstones on your descent, traveling down the outside staircase, back around the upper breasts, around the ribs, around the backside, down and around to her feet, where you come back into contact with the earth, following the path that you rose up, now descending all the way back down through the woods to the beach, to that sacred, safe space where you started. And just take a breath or two here. Feeling your waves and the waves of the water and the waves of the breath sinking back up. And then as you're ready, slowly coming back to the space you're in this moment, in your home or office or building. And reaching for your journal. And in the chat, I have posted several questions. You can choose one or many of them to just prompt you to write about your experience a little bit. One of the questions is, how is your maiden today? How is she discovering safety anew? What is her authentic need? What patterns are shifting? What archetypes are changing? And we're going to journal on this for about 5 minutes. And you can just do some stream of consciousness. No one's going to read this but you.